gonna start here in a couple minutes. Just waiting on break, man. Um, gonna be a fun show today. Tons of stuff to talk about politically.
Well, I
Um,
could do that, but I'll leave it to you.
what?
Donald Trump saying they did a good job in Puerto Rico, even though they've done jack shit.
No, dude. I'm gonna delve into that, but
Well, they didn't do jack shit, but they might as well not have done anything.
yeah. I can't even believe what I believe
Thinking
what
we're
I
doing a
heard.
tremendous job doing nothing.
Yeah, he's a worthless fucking piece of shit, and I don't care if you voted for him and you don't regret your vote. Then I have no use for you. Um, just based on the fact alone, he's a racist, and uh, some of
Sorry, but
the
all the negative things about him. I mean,
uh,
even if Hillary didn't win, and you're glad that Hillary wasn't there, I think it's hard to defend him for everything else.
yeah, no, he's indefensible in my view. Let me make sure everything is kosher here before we get to go. Nobody's in that chat room that I know of. Nobody's in our chat room. Let's see. Um, oh shit! I know what else I gotta do.
It's like John Fugelsang said when he tried to talk to a Trump supporter. He basically just ridiculed him by saying that being hateful and angry makes you stupid. Because I think that's true, because that's the only reason these people are supporting Trump, because they've given in to hatred and anger.
It is so weird to me that people defend police officers and they are so mad at NFL players for peacefully protesting. It
They're
makes
so mad at Hillary that they turned their brains off.
it's so weird, dude. I don't
I
even
got
know.
coworkers that were mentioning that the NFL should have fired all those players from this
Um,
from the. I don't know if they were talking about the Steelers or the Seahawks, but they might have been talking about both of them. But
dude, slavery's alive and well, and the NFL is a prime example, dude. I made this. I hinted at this last week. Um, but think about it. You have billionaire owners who didn't say anything about anything until it affected their bottom line, and then they start. They don't even kneel like the players were doing. They decide that they
you know, the
want.
funny thing is that having the players do the allegiance along with viewers, the audience, was actually a more recent thing, like as
Yeah,
early as 2011.
no, and the NFL has a huge deal with the
And they wanted
military.
to make it a new tradition.
Yeah, and it's not cool
But
in
these
my
people
view.
don't realize that that's actually new.
I'm gonna tell you guys a story today when we get into it about
Not
my.
only that, but there was an amendment made in 1943 which prohibited forced compulsion of doing the pledge.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys a story about when I went to a football game one time, and it's
I need to fight Breakman a little bit early in the beginning of the show.
uh
That's gonna
oh.
be my one of my stinkos.
Oh no, no, no.
No, no,
Let's.
no. Here's why. It's because he's still trying to come up with some stupid ass scapegoat reason for what Copernic did.
No, 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 no,
I
no.
want to get him for that.
No, no, no. I don't think you need to get him for that, dude. He is. Let's try to add break here. Don't trust me. Breakman understands, dude. He's a cool
Like,
dude.
I mean, really drag his girlfriend in this. That's what I'm angry about.
No.
He deserves this for that because
Hey,
he
Breakman, you
that
there?
that's not right.
Breakman, you
Yo,
there? You there? Are you
yes.
there? Oh yeah,
Can
we
you
can
hear?
hear you.
Can you
Yeah,
hear me?
yeah, yep.
Okay.
We hear you. Do you guys have the latest update to Skype? I know they did a recent update. If not, I'll give you a second to do
I
that.
do.
Okay. What about you, Eric? You got the latest and greatest?
Um, I don't know, actually.
Gonna be a fun show today, guys.
Do we have strippers or something?
I wish we did. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, well,
Frank
that
doesn't want
sounds
me to
fun.
do a certain thing. I think I'd have plenty of fun doing that, but Frank's a party pooper.
What? Why am I party pooper, man? Already attacking me, and we haven't even started yet.
Yeah, how are you pooping the party?
I don't know. We'll find out when we get there. um, all right. Let's see. You guys ready to go?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. Oh man, I need something to drink. Holy fuck. Fuck it. I'll wing it for the show. All right, guys.
Drink water.
I just drank a whole thing of Diet Pop. But hang on. All right.
Apparently, a lot of Toys R Us still do the card slips for buying games.
Ugh. All right, hang on, guys. Here we go. And now you're messing with the son of a bitches known as the RPGrinders. I'm your host, Frank Branches, alongside my trusty cohorts, Eric the Great, Breakman the Bold. The Frosty One himself had to work today, so he will be joining us next week. Gentlemen, fellow sons of bitches, how are you?
Now I'm sad because Wyland brought up the SNES Classic.
The SNES. Did you not get one?
No, I don't have one. No, I'm
Oh,
sad.
man.
Did you try to get one?
No, not really, but still sad about it.
You didn't try to get one? What's up with you? Yeah, Wyland, we did not. What's up, Wyland? Wyland's in chat. No, it came out and it sold out predictably, like within what, like 5 minutes.
Yeah, there was no point in even trying because it was sold out everywhere before it even came out.
Yeah, the
fucking Nintendo and their shortage bullshit.
I managed something.
You did? Did you get it?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet, nice.
Sweetos.
Nice. We'll talk about that later.
We'll find out more later. Yeah.
Yeah. Wyland says he has one on the way. That's pretty awesome. Let us know if you can hear us loud and clear, Wyland. I have not had a chance to do a sound check with an audience, but let us know if you can hear us.
You know what I'm sad about? Not having money to play Cuphead right now.
Oh, I'm just sad not having money. That's what I'm sad about. Lots to talk about this week, guys. We've got so much to talk about. Let's just get into the news and do that, and then we'll get to, some really important shit this week went down, and we can't avoid talking about it. Every week I look for something to talk about besides politics.
Yeah, right.
But
wait, ThinkGeeks are actual stores too?
Yeah.
Because I've only ever seen the website.
We don't have those around here.
Apparently, I'm a little low. I'll work on that, Wyland, as we go along here. Let me know if it's any better now that I'm a little closer to the mic.
What if he talks like this?
Yeah. All right.
We can talk about the Stinko for the SNES Classic too. Like, I think PlayAsia just trying to sell one for $179.
Well, if you have the money, I guess. Dungeon Buster just joined us in chat. What's up, Dungeon Buster? All right. Let's go ahead and get the news going.
Yeah, Dungeon Buster. Sorry, Maury isn't here. He had to whore himself out to corporate America.
169. Sorry, but still.
Yeah. All right. Let's see.
$169 for something that's selling for $80. That's fucking ridiculous.
ThinkGeek still had some after he got off of work. So, damn, that's nice.
Yeah, he didn't even have to fucking kill a bitch.
No, he didn't. He didn't have to kill a motherfucker. A son of a bitch. All right.
Is Wyland gonna have to slap a bitch?
And what I want to know
exactly.
is what the time to hack will be for this.
Yeah. All right, Eric. Let's get started with the news. Let's get the news done and over with.
All right, the news we've got. Hold on, let me get it ready. But we got Creeping Terror's got a release date. This is a game for 3DS eShop and Steam. I don't think there'll be very major differences between the two versions, except Steam version might have slightly better resolution. But because it's still a 2D game with sprites.
I think this looks good. Yeah.
But it's being published by Access Games, and it's coming out on October 31st. So Halloween, yay!
Yay!
I think that's a Friday this year. Let's see.
Yeah, it might be.
Halloween,
it's a Tuesday. Never mind.
Yeah. No, the Friday the 13th is in October, though, I believe, which is cool.
Yeah, that's next. That's like 2 weeks.
Oh God, none of us are gonna live to see Halloween.
I know.
It's sad.
I know.
Why? Because of that
Friday
meteor
the 13th
was hitting the Earth or something?
No, Friday the 13th is in October.
Oh wait, that already happened.
Yeah.
I mean, by happened, I mean didn't.
Yeah.
This is an interesting game. I'm curious to why they're coming out with it on October 31st. To really maximize your sales, you should come out a week before or 2 weeks before Halloween if you're thinking,
Yeah, cause it's something you could play on Halloween. Instead of something you pick up after work, then you might not get to play because you're too tired or something.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the next story break if you have that up.
Yeah, coming to us live from Gamatsu. Code Realize. What the shit?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Shirogane no Kiseki
Yes.
It launches December 21st in Japan.
Yeah.
The standard physical edition will cost 6,300 yen plus tax, while the standard edition or standard digital edition will cost 6,264 yen. So there's a slight discount if you get it online. A limited edition including Destination of Her Love, the drama CD, and Questionnaire for Lupin Crew interview CD will also be available for 8,300 yen. Wow.
Of course, there won't be a localization of that drama CD.
Yeah.
Code Realize Shirogane no Kiseki is the second fan disc in the Code Realize Otomi visual novel series.
Oh
So
man, there's nothing I think that makes me happier than hearing Breakman speak in Japanese the way that only he can.
I think we're not even going to get the first fan disc in the West until 2018. Like early
Which one
2018.
Which one is Otomi?
Huh?
Which one is Otomi?
Otome?
Yeah.
That's where you play as a female protagonist, and you could do one of the many routes that involve male love interest usually.
Oh, okay.
I mean, sometimes, the one I'm playing right now is very non-standard for an otome because it's not a dating sim setup, or it's not even like Code Realize where you can hook up with two guys. I mean, I think in this one you don't necessarily hook up with them, but you do develop a rapport with them instead. And it plays a lot more like an adventure game.
Yeah. It looks okay. It looks good. I would be interested in playing this. I got to get my 3DS back, but you know what else I need? I need a mic holder so that way I'm not like bending over to.
Well, don't play a fan disc. Go play the original.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to the next one. Maybe this one will come here for you, Eric. Visual novel. Ninki Seiyu no Sukuru. Oh man, I should have gave this one to Breakman. I'm even worse, I think, than Breakman. Sukurikata.
It's actually Skurikata.
Skurikata. There we go. That's a much better way of pronouncing it. Let's see. Entagram is bringing Mint Cube visual novel. That game to PlayStation 4 and PS Vita. Latest issue of Weekly Mint. What? No, I'll say
You
it.
do it all the time, Break.
I ain't scared. Ninki,
Yeah, well, so what?
Ninki Seiyu no Skurikata. There. Ha. I did it. Whether or not the console version adds any new elements is currently unknown, but it'll be 5,000 980 yen standard and 8,980 yen limited edition. So they give you an overview. If you want an overview, go find it on
At least it's slightly cheaper than most
Gamatsu.
games.
Yeah. So, all right, let's go on to the next story, Eric.
Next story is from Silly String Era, and Jailbreak Boys Love visual novel Lucky Dog 1 is getting a PS Vita port in Japan in 2018.
Wow.
Prototype announced that it's porting Lucky Dog 1, a boys love visual novel about a group of locked up mafia members making a break for it. So it's also an escape game, I guess. But boys love means it's a gay game.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine.
I don't know about Frank, but I kind of figured that's what it meant.
Yeah.
I mean, it's called Jailbreak Boys.
Yeah.
That's called Lucky Dog 1.
It says Jailbreak.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's the name of the developers. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, still, I mean, it's all good.
Developer's prototype.
Well, who's Jailbreak Love? What's this?
Jailbreak Boys Love visual novel.
Look,
that's part of the title of the headline.
Here on RPGrinders, we are all inclusive, unlike the Department of Justice of the United States. So yes, this is fine.
Our government's never been all inclusive, never will be.
I know, man.
But I don't think any government is. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's good or it has to stay that way. I'm just saying.
Yeah. We can make improvements.
Japan has a transgendered mayor.
That's good. All right, let's move on to the next story. Coming to us from
even though they don't even have like gay rights in that country yet.
I know, it's so weird.
At least they're not barring people from office.
I kind of think that there's a trend that's... I'll talk about it later, but anyways, kind of ties into that. Silicon Era, North America will get the Legend of Zelda Encyclopedia in April 2018. This is exciting. So it was released in Japan earlier this year, but we'll get ours next year, April.
This is basically an expansion of the Hyrule Historia.
Yeah, which is cool, and it's going to be published by Dark Horse Comics. One of my
I wouldn't pre-order right now because it's like $40, and that'll probably go down.
I doubt it, dude. I really
no, it has like the last one was like $40, and it like got marked down to like 30 or 20.
Well, that's good, man. That's good news.
Or if you're willing to wait a bit, then it'll get marked down.
Yeah. All right, next story. Breakman.
Breakman would love this.
Next story. Let me see. What is this next story coming up? This is let me see here. This is from Silicon Era. This is live from Silicon Era. North America will get the Legend of Zelda Encyclopedia in April 2018.
You did it 2 weeks in a row, dude. 2 weeks. 2 weeks in a row, and Breakman is not paying attention.
I was chatting, damn it.
All right, next story after that one. Break.
All right, fine. The next story comes to us live from Gamatsu. Poisoft?
Yeah.
Borderland coming to Switch. Poisoft? What a name. That's a weird name.
Dude, all you have to know is the tagline here. Go ahead, man.
Poisoft is bringing Orderland. It's December 2013 launch 3DS King Simulation and Hero Adventure RPG to Switch via the Nintendo eShop on December 28th for 888 yen. Play as the king in an open world where you cannot leave your throne. Create a hero with the goal of becoming the strongest hero, or play as a hero who will become a hero and defeat the Demon King. By playing these modes, you will be able to experience the same world from different angles and viewpoints.
Now, dude, what Eric was referring to, this is a perfect game for you and I, Breakman. You get to play as the king. I mean look, and
don't make me that sandwich.
And not only do you get to play as the king, you get to play as the Burger King. I mean, look at the picture. If you guys are looking
Oh,
in chat.
sweet! I thought you meant as Elvis. Like
No,
I didn't really want to play as Elvis.
dude,
Like I was
isn't
just kind of like, all right,
look
Frank,
at the
whatever, I'll go along with it.
look at that
But as the
screenshot.
Burger King, okay.
Look at that screenshot. Tell me that's not the Burger King right there, man.
That
Like,
does look like the Burger King.
come on.
It
How
looks
could
like
you-
a
A
bored
subversive
Burger
marketing
King.
strategy for a Japanese video game.
I want them.
He's missing smile because he just looks fucking bored. But other than that,
Because they didn't give it burgers to the people that needed them.
oh, that
He needs to
poor
fire some bitches now.
I need this game, dude. I need this here now, and I want DLC where I can play as the Hamburglar. And
As Dungeon Buster says, Orderland looks neat, but the Burger King looks really serious.
oh yeah, no. I mean that's
He ain't
DLC.
fucking around anymore. It's Food Wars.
You need the
It's Burger King if he was Conan, you know, or
Yeah,
really the beginning of Conan where he's sitting on his throne.
and guess what? He's like like the reason he's looking so mad there is he's kind of pondering how he can get rid of Ronald McDonald. So he's sort of like you know, like bent over.
Let's make game make the next Advance Wars based on fast food franchises.
This game needs to happen, man. We need a Burger King game.
They've already had Burger King games.
No.
Yes, King.
We need an RPG Burger King game where he battles like McDonald's and like some of the monsters are a bunch of grimaces.
the bosses are Ronald McDonald, Wendy from Wendy's.
Yeah, dude, hell yeah.
What's Rally's mascot? What do
And
they
then,
have?
like the ultimate.
I know, but Big Boy has a boy.
Like the second before the last boss is Paris Hilton from the Carl's Jr.'s commercials, and then the final battle is against Colonel Sanders. Think about
yeah,
that.
that's good. And
That-
the Noid comes in for like mid level like
Yeah,
annoying.
yeah, hell yeah, man! God damn it, man! We need
And
this game.
then the secret final boss will be that ugly mascot that Denny's made recently.
The shit
Wow.
mascot. Have you seen it, Breakman?
I saw it online.
Denny's has this new thing going on where
Basically looks like Mr. Hanky.
yeah, it looks like Mr. Hanky,
It's
dude.
supposed to be a sausage.
Yeah, it looks like. Howdy ho! Yeah, that would, dude. This game right here, man. I'm down. I'm totally down. Let's see. Have you seen Colonel Sanders fight in Mugen? He's a monster.
Is there a video of that on YouTube?
Oh, I need a link to that Dungeon Buster immediately. That
Oh man, like how about a level of all the different Colonel Sanders? Have all the actors from the commercials reprise their roles?
Oh
like,
my God! It's
like Norm Macdonald.
Oh, dude,
shit,
you're onto
like,
something. Like the different levels of the boss are different Colonel Sanders and like what's that George not George Harrison, that guy that played the king for a bit, or the Colonel Sanders. Anyways,
George Harrison did.
yeah, is it George Harrison?
He
yeah.
did for a little bit.
The last one has to be Norm Macdonald, dude. Like, how could it not be?
And then we have a fight with Kenny Rogers Chicken and then Colonel Sanders.
Oh yeah, Kenny Rogers could like jump in as like, or no, he could be like a hidden boss, like a secret boss. That would be, man. That would be. And he has like a guitar. He sings the Gambler, and like throws notes at you and shit. God damn it, man.
We could probably go on for this forever. We need to probably move on.
Let's move on to the next story. This one comes to us from Gamatsu as well. Spelunker Party. Spelunker Party coming west for the Switch and PC on October 19th. Isn't Spelunker kind of like a weird... I know what spelunking is, but that it just sounds naughty, doesn't it? All right, Square Enix is bringing in Mina de YY, Spelunker, which launched for the Switch in Japan on April 20th to North America and Europe as Spelunker Party. It's $30. Free demo will be released on October 7th. So
Mina basically means everybody or everyone.
Yep. So that's cool.
I don't know if I should go here or not, but why does Spelunker sound kind of sexual to you?
Oh my God. Are you serious?
You played the
Breakman?
original Spelunker?
Yeah.
Yes, I had played the original Spelunker.
Yeah, but like just the name
You
Spelunks.
you play the PS3 remake?
Yeah, it's good stuff. I like that game. Hoping for good things on this one, but we'll see. Burger King might get ripped. Oh, uh, let's see. Eric, take the next story. I got to pull up this YouTube video real quick.
Um, the next story, you mean?
Yes, next story.
All right. Next story. Sorry, my phone went off. I was wondering what the hell was going on. But anyways, this is also Silicon Era. But hot goods befriend giant bees and kill the sun in Selling Sunlight. This is narrative RPG. Selling Sunlight offers many players many options on what they can do with their time in the world of Eternal Sunlight. Allowing them to spend time selling goods for the best prices, make friends or more with merchants or characters, or kill the sun itself and daring to steal the protagonist's face. And there's a lot more other stuff here, but it sounds slightly interesting.
Oh my God, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Right now, I'm watching Colonel Sanders beat the shit out of Ronald McDonald. This is
Anyways, it's currently raising development funding on Kickstarter with a demo of the game available on itch.io.
yeah. All right. Looks. I haven't seen the trailer. Did you get a chance to look at the trailer, Eric?
No,
At all?
not yet.
All right. All right. Let's move on to the next story, Breakman, as we entertain.
Colonel Sanders is going to get his ass kicked.
I don't
Going
think
to us
so.
live from Gamatsu. Memories off. Innocent Phil. I guess it's Philly.
Philly.
Philly? Okay. Innocent Philly to launch for PS4, PS Vita, and PC. Memories off. Innocent Philly. 5 PBs. Newly announced. 5 PB is the name of the studio, I guess. Newly announced entry in its long-running Love Adventure series, which I already said will launch for those systems in spring 2018. Here's an overview of the game's story. The story begins when protagonist Kansani's wish comes true after he temporarily transfers from his high school in Sapporo to a Shunin sister school to start as a scholarship student in October. For Kasani, who wished to go somewhere far away, a new step filled with expectations of reunions with close friends after 7 years and in new places cause a ripple, leading to a complicated love story.
Okay. Update on the battle between Ronald McDonald and the Colonel. The Colonel took the first match, 2-0.
First of all, it's Sapporo. You said Sapporo.
That's right. And it looks like
Kasane, not Kasani.
It looks like Ronald McDonald is getting the better of the Colonel in the second match. So we might have to have a redo. Yep, it's 1-1.
Man, Ron stuck his fucking giant foot right up Colonel Sanders' ass, huh?
Colonel Sanders got the best of him.
That's a giant shoe.
Yeah. Colonel Sanders got the better of him in the first one, but basically, we need this game. We need it now. I want an RPG with the Burger King as the protagonist and all these bosses that we mentioned. It has to happen. Not a fighting
Maybe
game.
the battle system could be a fighting game.
Yeah, and like the monsters can be based on like creatures like Grimace and stuff like that. And then the Hamburglar comes. The Hamburglar comes in like the elves in that one beat 'em up. What was it? Golden Axe, and he like steals your shit. That to me. Oh man, that's the game right there. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so what did we left off? Memories off. Did we already do that one? Sorry, I was okay.
Next one.
Next story, Breakman.
What? Hold on.
Schoolgirl.
Make him go again.
Yeah, like I was trying to see. This is what happens is I try and type in chat, and then I get my name called, and I forget what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's like
I get blamed like it's my fault when it's all Frank.
Yeah, it's like that
Frank.
kid in school like that passes notes and then teacher catches him. That's what you are, Breakman. You're the little boy who passes notes in school, aren't you?
See, the guy who passes the note first doesn't get caught. It's always like one of the persons who receives the note, and then they want to go and send it back. It's like, whoops.
Yeah.
I don't know about your school, but in my school, the teachers had a lot of fun reading those notes out loud.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, for
Mhm.
sure, man. That was a horrible punishment.
Coming to us live from Gamatsu, Schoolgirl Zombie Hunter. What? That's an interesting title. Launches November 17th in North America. Schoolgirl Zombie Hunter will launch physically and digitally for PlayStation 4 on December. Should I make a new month? On November 17th. The game's set in the Onichimbaro universe, so probably not good game and by anybody's standards, but partial.
They were
partial
fun.
nudity, like girls in underwear and stuff like that.
Nice, yes.
It's strange. It's like it's a game that's kind of fun, but it's not gonna blow any of your expectations out of the way.
Yeah.
Puts players in the role of 5 high school girls as they attempt to survive a zombie apocalypse while trapped in their school and cut off from the outside world using overwhelming firepower, surprisingly specialized skills, and a wardrobe full of fashionable underwear.
Oh, now that right there.
The Oni-chan bras are guilty pleasures.
Yeah, for sure. Hey,
I've played one of them, and it was not a good game by any standard, but it wasn't a bad game.
Oni-chan Z is a much better game than those other two that got released.
They're not terrible though. I think
it was still kind of fun to play though. Yeah, like it wasn't. It was like kind of mindless fun.
Yeah.
It's like if you just wanted to sit back and not think. And just
in Japan called the Simple 2000 series.
Start
off as a PS2 game.
Hey, Freak 5 says he's a little disappointed his steak quesarito $5 box didn't come in a box, and that was supposed to give you a chance to win an Xbox One. I'm gonna transition to here.
That promotion might be over.
No, it's not. I actually got one today.
I'm guessing he means the Xbox One Scorpio.
Yeah, look.
Well, if you got the
what's it called, Xbox One S, that's what they just called it.
If they got a large strength, then maybe they didn't have room for it.
Yeah, I got one today actually. That's where I got my diet soda earlier. But Freak 5, I'll give you the code to this. If you win it, though, you I don't know, you just tell us you want it or something. But I'll give you the code as soon as I can after the show, Freak 5. So just let me know. I'm not interested in the Xbox, although it would be really nice to have one of these Xbox One X. But I'll give you the code after this, and it's all good. All right, next story, Eric.
What you need to do, Freak 5 Chaos, who said he went there. He was the contest is supposed to be going on because he said the sign was still up when he ordered it. So you need to go back there.
I don't know why he left, and he could have just complained right there, right?
Well, he needs to march back in and be like, bitch, what the fuck do I gotta do to get my order right?
Yeah, see,
and if that doesn't work, you call the cops.
Yeah, see, that usually works.
Don't do that. Don't do any of that.
That usually works.
I'm only saying it because I don't trust you not to do that.
That usually works every time.
No, probably the best thing to do is to call, actually.
Wyland just gave Freak 5 a code. I'll give you one later when I have a chance.
I still have my old soda thing I keep forgetting to put in the code for.
Yeah. Man, now I'm wondering if I should put in this code. I can't on my phone for some reason send these stupid codes, but I had another one. But I don't know what I did with that one. But I'll give you this one after the show.
He's in a hurry.
He didn't want to complain because he wanted to get to our show. Never mind. That
warms my heart.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah. So he's already got one bonus.
I want to call this store and complain now.
Ben Mug wasn't here. We give him honorary harmonicas.
Oh, how dare you, Eric?
Serenade.
ruining the show already. I'll give you that code in a bit when I have some time. Let's go on to the next story, Eric.
Next story is about a game called Okurinu, and it's written by someone named Takia Ijima. I don't know if that has any relevance to anybody who's listening right now, but maybe it is. But it's a horror visual novel for the Switch. Mabius and Shannon have announced Okurinu, a new horror visual novel from Takia Ijima, coming to Switch to the eShop exclusively, apparently, in Japan in 2017. So by the end of the year, game is based on a 34-page short story of the same name by the writer and designer. Game's story will also feature new scenarios, and there's a trailer for those who want to look at the link or want to just look at the summaries later. But I didn't check it out. But more visual novels for the Switch, please.
Yeah,
It
I
needs to
agree.
become a thing.
I
I
agree.
want to see more ports and stuff.
It's important because visual novels get a lot of play on this show because they don't get play on almost any place that I've looked at. Eric is big on the visual novels, and I think it's an important subgenre of video gaming that is rather underrated. I
And there's a lot of junk out there, but there's still decent stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
you can really say that about most any products.
Yeah,
There is a
yeah.
lot of junk out there.
There is, but I think it's important to keep these type of games, especially if they're good, up there, so people keep making them.
I was gonna say, especially when Nintendo is concerned,
Yeah, yeah,
there's a lot of junk.
yeah. Oh, yeah. But I mean, among that junk is like,
I know. Among that, there's
Well,
like
I think at least for the Switch's part, there isn't too much shovelware on there, at least right now.
yeah. Hopefully
might
it
change
stays
later.
Like that, but yeah, it'll probably change later. Like remember the Wii? Like for every good Wii game, there are like 5 shovelware pieces of shit. It was terrible.
yeah, yeah. No question, no question. All right, let's move
Well,
on.
it's not like we have gimmicks going on with the Switch,
Let's
because
move,
the Switch itself is a gimmick.
let's move on to another
Good
gimmick.
Well, It's not a bad gimmick though.
Yeah, let's move on to another
but-
gimmick, guys.
I mean, there's still motion controls, but that's only if you want to play that way.
Yeah, let's move on to this next story from Gamatsu. I'll go ahead and do this. Wii Shop Channel to end service on January 31st, 2019. Wow, that's well over a year. Okay, but
Still, this is what all digital feature leads to.
yeah, but they're doing something really cool here. Re-downloads are to remain, so that's cool.
Well, they'll probably shut those down eventually too, though.
Yeah, but I think it's cool that they leave that open. But this is the downfall, the downfalls of digital. Like you never know how long your content's gonna be available. So,
Somebody want to buy me Cuphead, by the way? I'm reading chat. My birthday's in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
what? Do they have something to replace it, or is there just not going to be any Nintendo downloads anymore?
No,
You won't be
they're-
able to download from the Wii Shop. That's
yeah,
all.
the Wii Shop, which is fine.
Well, I mean, is there another store?
Yeah, the Nintendo Shop, eShop.
Oh, okay.
Well, if you want to like buy Contra Rebirth or any of those other Rebirth games, you won't be able to get them anywhere else because they didn't bother pointing them to other platforms.
Yeah, that's all right. Breakman's crying. Breakman, maybe
Hey,
this.
Breakman, if you have a Wii, you should probably get those. Those are good games.
I do. I have. I've got a couple of games I downloaded off the Wii. What games were you talking about?
The Castlevania Rebirth, or Castlevania Adventure Rebirth, and Contra Rebirth.
I've got the Castlevania one. That there's a Contra Rebirth. Okay.
Maybe-
And there's a Gradius Rebirth.
Maybe Breakman will get cheered up with the next story, the last
I
story.
do love Need Gradius.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do that. Wait, I'm gonna be cheered up by this last story you're saying?
Yeah, I'm
This
guessing.
story that's coming to us from Gamatsu live.
Yes.
DMM Games and Level 5 announced Little Battlers experience-based armored girls for PC, browser, iOS, and Android. That's a mouthful for a title. Little Battlers experience-based armored girls.
No, it's just Armored Girls.
It's just called Armored Girls. What the hell is Little Battlers experience? Never mind.
Don't you know what headlines are, man?
Oh, okay. Little Battlers experience is licensed. Oh, I see. It's in that Roma Games. Never mind. DMN Games and Level 5 have announced Suku Musume Armored Girls, a new
So
simulation. What?
So cool.
Yes, they announced that the game features countless beautiful girls wearing the parts of Little Battler Experience LBX robots. While mainly centered around 5 girls, a total of 60 characters are planned to appear. Additionally, there is an armor destruction system in which, of course there is, in which girls' LBX parts will be destroyed when attacked, exposing their skin.
Of course, because everything gets moified and then sexualized.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is weird. Like, I think.
Okay, I was fine with it at first because I scrolled down and I'm like, okay, she's an adult, like the first one. And the second one, yeah, she's a bit older woman. Maybe she's in her 20s. And then I get to the next one, she's like 10. And I'm like, for fuck's sake, Japan.
They're not. Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, definitely. Because they gotta have at least one resident loli. She's probably still 16, but she's just tiny.
Yeah. This is kind of an issue. I'm becoming the older I get, I'm becoming more and more the person to shy away from games that have characters like this. But you can't avoid them in most Japanese games. But I agree with you. That second one, Breakman, that the artwork for the second one, the Emperor, holy shit! It's basically this long. Silver-haired fox is the best way that I can describe her.
I know. I was like, yeah, like
she's building a giant mace.
Yeah,
bladed mace.
Yeah. This is the type of character that I usually create in Dungeons and Dragons. Is a strong female priest that wields a mace and has badass armor and badass spells and shit like that. So, yeah, it's really cool. She's, yeah, there you go. All right.
I was fine, and then I scrolled a little farther. I'm like, God, now I'm uncomfortable. Like, I might have played this as a guilty pleasure. Now, like, I'd feel too guilty even looking at it. It's like, fuck, no.
Looks like Freak 5 says, what does he say here? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, they're talking about DSP and Cuphead. That's what you guys were mentioning. Frank Stalker's in the YouTube chat. She has to have something going wrong upstairs. She thinks Frank is sexy.
I'm joining YouTube chat now. Let's get there.
I don't chat in the YouTube chat, but I listen from there because there are no ads. That's cool. I did not know that. That's actually really cool. He had a lot of fun playing Overwatch. When it's cheaper, he'll pick it up. Isn't it super cheap now? Like $20 or less? Like, honestly, like... You cheap bastard, Freak 5. All right. That's the end of the news. Homie discounts. Looks like we got Darkest Dungeon and Cosmic Star Heroine. GOG giveaway. What else we got in there, Eric? Anything else of mention?
PS Plus games for October.
All right. What are the...
Which my PS Plus expired recently. So I need to fix that as soon as I could find like a $40 12-month card.
Yeah.
PlayStation. Anyways, the games on offer are the Amnesia collection for the PlayStation 4, and Hue and Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. It's just the Phantom Pain. I don't think it's like the Ultimate Collection or whatever this fucking is called. We have all the DLC in here now, but we're Konami fuckers, so don't buy us.
Yeah. I still think that's pretty awesome though. Amnesia? That's insane. That's cool.
There's also Skyforce Anniversary bonus game through October 23. I guess it's like a limited time thing, but the game's called That's You. And another one is going through 7th, Riggs Mechanized Combat League.
Yeah.
And for the PlayStation 3, we've got Hustle Kings, Monster Jam Battlegrounds, Skyforce Anniversary, and Skyforce Anniversary and Hue for the Vita.
That's a bunch of nonsense for the PS3 and Vita, but the PS4 collection that they got for free that's pretty awesome. It's good enough even with just Amnesia, the first game. So you're getting all the Amnesia games, and Amnesia, for those who haven't played it, looks scary as fuck, man. It looks good. All right. Anything else? Doesn't look like we got anything else. Breakman, Twitter questions. Anything?
No, there's no Twitter questions, but I noticed that it's still as of the 23rd.
That makes me
the last
sad.
thing you said, it's still sending that harmonica tag. I don't know for why it's doing that.
I think I fixed that today. I
think
I fixed it.
Okay, hopefully. Cool.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think I fixed
I'll let you know if it's still like that then next time you do it.
Well, it should have been today. Did it?
Oh, it didn't send anything. Oh, it just said EP now on live.
Oh shit!
It
I
doesn't.
gotta.
That's it. It's the episode four, like whatever. What episode is this? Like 457 or something? 458. It just is at EP episode.
Oh fuck! I gotta switch it up. All right, I'll take care of that after the show too. I gotta get Freak Five's code and do that after the show. Remind me before we end the show to do that because that's pretty important. All right, what have you been playing, Break?
Let me see. Same old, same old.
Halo 5, Fallout 4. Oh no, wait.
Lots of Fallout 4 because I'm in the Nuka Cola world, which is a little bit different. I think the Nuka Cola world is kind of people's or Bethesda's answer to all the people that are like, I don't get to really be as bad as I did in the other Fallouts in this Fallout. So in this one, you play as, or well, I mean, you're still the same character, but you're basically controlling the raider gangs now. So, which is the raider gangs are some of the bad guys of the Wasteland, which is kind of neat. But so far, I haven't done anything really evil.
That sucks. You really want to?
Hopefully, but we do have a lot of slaves working for us, which is pretty fun.
Well, there you go, slaves. Next, you'll be looting and raping and pillaging. That'll be.
I don't want to do the raping, but the rest of that sounds pretty good.
I always,
looting, killing, pillaging. Yeah, that sounds really good to me.
Something else. I watched a movie. And it involved this intense rape scene, and it was hard to watch, man. Like, it was super. The movie was called something like Click Goes Boom or something like that. Landmine Goes Boom, or I don't know what the fuck name was, but it was a good movie. But goddamn depressing and hard to watch. I don't think I can watch that movie again. Another one like that is Dead Girl. I don't know if you guys have seen Dead Girl, but it is disturbing to say the least. I've never felt as much empathy for a zombie since Dawn of the Dead, the original. So, all right, let's move on.
And the other games I've been playing are Plants vs Zombies 2, and right now, Record Keeper Final Fantasy is going through a 30th anniversary period, things that are giving us a bunch of free stuff and all that.
That's really cool, man.
I did notice that they have like one promotion where that's basically you get a free item if you pay for something. And I'm like, okay, that sounds cool. I feel like I should pay them some money. $28.99.
Oh, well, I mean, in thinking about it, Break, man, it might be. I mean, how many hours? Like, I didn't feel bad when I spent 20 on, and I'm thinking that maybe I want to spend another 20 on MPQ because of stuff.
Oh man, you're okay. That's on you, brother. I don't want to spend that money,
dude.
Because I don't know. I was thinking $20 even seems kind of steep to me, but I was debating on it. But if it was $10, I would have been okay. Yeah. There you go. I would have been cool with it.
Yeah. I know,
but
dude.
Almost $30, probably with taxes, $30.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I know. I've
been playing this game for free. I don't know if I could tell Mrs. Breakman I spent $30 on this game.
Yeah, I know. Dude.
She's like, wait, you play that game for free?
Yeah.
Why did you spend $30?
Yep.
That's stupid.
Yep.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, exactly. Because I wanted to, No, never mind.
I sorry.
Hey, are you done with your games, Break?
Yeah.
All right, Eric, go into yours. If you get done with yours, Eric, then move on into reviews. I have to step away for a second.
All right.
Run away, Frank. Run away. No, I'm just kidding.
I played SteamWorld Dig 2 and Hakuoki Kyoto Winds. I finished Hakuoki finally, but I've got reviews for both of those up on Totally Gen right now. And I played a little bit more. Since I got done with Hakuoki, I moved on to Color X Malice, which is an interesting otome game because most otome games usually feature younger people, like usually in high school. These are people that are already grown up and adults, so their story hopefully will be interesting. And from what I hear, it is. So hopefully it stays that way. But other than that, I played Hidden Dragon Legend, which is like a Devil May Cry that's in 2D, but it's made by a Chinese developer, and it's clear that what their budget was not good.
$5.
And I'm sure it was more than that, but they decided to make the voice
Oh,
acting
well,
in
come on, man.
English.
$5 could have been a lot of
Decided
money.
to make the voice acting in English though, which is awful. So no, you should have just kept it in either Mandarin or Cantonese. I don't know where they're from, but it should have been one of those two places instead, because trying your hand at English and then failing is worse than just not dubbing at all. But other than that, I played a little bit of Cold Step Revolt and the Etrian Odyssey 5 demo. But I was going to do a review of Metroid Samus Returns last week, but I'll do it this week because I don't want to wait any longer. Even though Mug's not here. But
yeah, it's hard to say when I'll be here because you might have to work again or something like that.
So without further ado, I'll review Metroid Samus Returns. This is obviously a remake of Metroid 2 Return of Samus. It's a nice way of naming the game. But it was made by Mercury Steam, who did the Castlevania Legend, Lords of Shadow video games, which I didn't find very fun. And they also did, the last game they did was a 3DS game, which was the Lords of Shadow Mirror of Fate game. Which could have been good, but they kind of messed it up. And I do think it was a learning experience for them because Metroid Samus Returns, well, I mean, they did have the Japanese director there advising them and monitoring their progress and what they were doing during development. So they probably made sure they didn't fuck up. So maybe, but I also feel like maybe the people that were working on this game at Mercury Steam are fans of this franchise. So that's probably another reason why it's such a drastic improvement from their last game. But a lot of, like, I've seen some people online complain about the new parry mechanic, and the only real complaint I have with that is that a lot of the game expects you to use it like constantly. It's not just like some option you can use whenever you feel like. It's like most enemies are designed with that in mind. Like, you'll really like, the only real way to get an advantage over your opponent in the game is to use it, because it creates an opening that lets you do lots of damage.
All right, I'm back, guys.
But I do like the redesigned map, and like, there is now fast travel in the game, so that's wonderful.
Oh, thank God!
Because that's something that's been a bane in my existence in every fucking Metroid game. It's like, there's this big map, but you can't travel quickly.
Every modern game needs fast travel. Just yes, please. Thank you.
It's like Symphony of the Night had this. How come you still haven't learned this? And it's like Metroid Zero Mission. No, still no way to transport from one area to another quickly.
Yeah.
But
yeah. All right.
Anyways, but I mean, I do like it, the mechanics, but even though it doesn't force you to use it a lot, and the game is actually quite difficult. I feel like they kind of screwed up with like, because in the other Metroid games, when you get the Varia suit and then the gravity suit, usually you get damage reduction. I don't think that even exists in this game.
I
still feel like you're taking the same level of damage or maybe it is reduced, but not by a significant amount.
Just it's like a tiny amount. That kind of sucks. Because the suits have always made you a bit stronger.
Well,
it's
no.
Like, all they do now is like the Varia suit protects you from the hot areas, and the gravity suit protects you from lava and lets you move through water quickly.
Yeah. Dude, don't sleep on Samus Returns, because it, from what I've seen, I played a little.
Yeah, I'm just getting through the negative stuff so I can talk about how good.
Yeah, Frank. You were gone. Let him do he was doing his review.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll tear it apart in a minute. Go ahead, Eric.
Anyways, they didn't really. Well, I mean, I liked how AMR2 explained why the acid was built up and why it gets reduced when you kill Metroids. In this game, you're collecting the DNA of Metroids and inserting them into a thing. I mean, it still does the job of being a linear experience, and it forces you to find all the Metroids in an area before attempting to move on, only to find out you don't have enough. Again, the game actually tells you how many you're missing and how much you have. But and usually though, when you go back to the place and you return it before having all of them, it'll point you in the direction of the nearest one that you need to find. So that's nice.
Yeah. No, it has some nice features. Continue on, Eric.
But I also like the new doors that block your progress, to usually leading to more items, but they're not story necessary. But like the spacer gun, actually there's spacer specific doors that there are enemies that you need to destroy with only the spacer, and then plasma and such. But the one thing I didn't like is like icons, like maybe it's the size of the screen and the resolution of the screen for the 3DS is why I wish the game was on the Switch platform. But like, I didn't know the screw attack tiles were actually screw attack tiles until I figured it out one day.
You didn't know that?
Well, the way the icons developed, you can't even tell what it looks like. So maybe if because in the older games, like you could see the screw attack symbol. It was like basically an S.
Yeah.
And in this one, it's like an image that doesn't really mean anything because it's too tiny to actually look at. Too tiny and grainy. But I do like the real final boss fight, but also I'm also kind of getting tired of just Ridley being in every game. Oh, looks, I spoiled it. But it's not that big of a spoiler. I was like, Metroid Ridley is like, of course they're going to take the opportunity to put Ridley in a game that he didn't exist in previously. Yeah. So like, I kind of wish Samus would fight other protagonists in the game other than the space pirates. But maybe that's
what's amazing to me is Ridley is fucking alive.
What?
How can Ridley still be alive? How many times has Samus killed Ridley?
Oh no, there's a story behind that.
They've cloned Ridley a couple times. That's why.
Yeah.
They're clones. What about the other one? What's the other one?
Clone him as many times as necessary.
What's the fat enemy? What's that guy?
Oh,
the other main one.
Kraid.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good stuff on Samus.
He's the leader of the Space Pirates, even though they made Mother Brain the leader for the first game, because she was the one that made all the decisions regarding the thing is, Space Pirates developed her in a lab.
Yeah. All right.
Where's Mother Brain? Is Mother Brain dead again?
When you killed Mother Brain in the first game or Zero Mission, they didn't bother replacing her.
Yeah. But she came back at the end of Metroid Prime.
And that wasn't her. Metroid Prime 3, it was a thing that basically it was a system of biocomputers that Mother Brain was based on.
Okay.
All right, so what are you giving Samus Returns?
Although, I guess Mother Brain sort of came back in Other M. Only as a girl this time.
No. Other M doesn't count. We pretend that doesn't
Other
exist.
M doesn't exist.
Yes.
No, I like the game. It's just this story is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, Other M was good, solid game, but it was not. You just take that one.
Anyway, back to Samus Returns. I did like the fact that there are no secret items in the game that require you to shine spark, because speed booster isn't even a thing in this game. Instead, it has its inverse called the phase drift, where you slow things down, which is basically used to traverse those collapsible bricks tiles that you'd walk on.
Yeah, I saw that. That's a neat little mechanic. So what are you giving Samus Returns?
The game takes a long time to beat if you don't know your way around, and the game still has the suit to suitless. Well, she's not in a bikini in this one because I guess they decided to be a little bit conservative because they want to sell it in as many territories as possible without altering the rating. So she's in her Zero suit instead. I mean, that sure didn't stop Zero Mission from having the best ending be her being in a bar in a two-piece, but whatever.
All right, Eric. What are we giving Samus Returns? We gotta speed along.
I'm gonna give it a 9.
Ooh, 9 out of 10.
It does have some issues, but they're not big enough to deter the experience too much.
I looked at. Oh shit! I looked at my phone playing a video. That's what I did. I looked at a walkthrough or a playthrough of it about halfway through that game, and it looks spectacular. It looks even better when you see it in person, obviously. Mug showed me the game, and the 3D I thought was excellent in the game.
Although I really think Mercury Steam is eventually going to do a remake of Fusion.
Oh,
They'll
God,
probably
please.
remake Super before they do that, though.
Oh, Super Metroid, the greatest game of all time.
Yes, some people think that Super Metroid is a perfect game. No, it's not a perfect game.
It's
There's plenty
almost
of flaws within it, and a lot of design ideas that wouldn't work today because people would hate them.
It's almost perfect, dude. That there are games like, for instance, like Pac-Man. Pac-Man's an almost flawless game. I feel that way about Super Metroid. You know, by today's standards, it's not up to snuff with what we've seen, like Axiom Verge and others. But man, oh man, is that game so good.
I've always preferred Miss Pac-Man.
Yeah, Ms. Pac-Man was awesome, no question. But they're almost perfect games. Like Tetris is another one. Tetris, Pac-Man. Even Championship Pac-Man was excellent.
I love Championship Edition.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's a great game. Great game.
But moving on to my other review.
Yeah.
Kingsman: The Golden Circle. Which is this is the sequel to the movie, which was based on the comic book franchise, and it's all right. A lot of people say that it's good, but then they forget all the bad things about the movie that I'm about to mention. Like the fact that it's more of the same, I guess, which can be a good thing for some people, but the problem with that is that to do that, they kind of sidestep potential with other characters. Like the very fact that they kill off the only other female Kingsman in the group, and Chris Evans. I think that was one of the Evans. I forget which brother is who. It's one of the Evans brothers, but he plays one of the statesmen, and he gets put off to the sidelines. Halle Berry's character doesn't get to be a proper statesman until the very end of the movie. Although she kind of her costume, her design for that character, costume design for the character reminds me of Hunnigan and Grimm from Resident Evil 4.
Halle Berry, man. Oof. Yeah. Man, she's
anyways, I did like the whiskey character until something happens to him later in the movie. Also, I really hate trailers because they spoil things about the movie. It's like, oh, is Colin Firth in the movie, by the way, and we made a reason for him to exist in this movie, even though his character was supposed to have been dead. So yeah, Harry's back in the movie.
So what I've been hearing about Kingsman is it's more of the same and it's more mediocrity. Is what I'm hearing.
So I'm giving this one a 6.5. Yeah. It could have been a much better movie, but they decided to make it a boys only club for stupid ass reasons.
Yeah, that's dumb. That's disappointing. The first one had some promise. I didn't like the first one, but I saw
it was enjoyable.
Yeah,
I mean this one is too, but it's also like eh.
Yeah, it's like one of those meh movies.
Also, this movie is way more cornball, ridiculous, like cartoon territory level storytelling because there's a person that gets thrown in a meat grinder and gets turned into an actual hamburger.
Ooh,
that's how ridiculous it is.
Yuck. That's icky. Speaking of icky, I have a real quick review of the movie Mother. I previewed it last week. I watched it last week, and I said I would give a review this week. The trailer is the best trailer I've ever seen for any movie ever for Mother. the trailer makes you think you're gonna see just a straight up horror movie. If you're going in thinking that you're gonna get what's in the trailer, you are, but you're gonna have to critically think about the movie that you're watching. So if you're in that mindset, um, then you're gonna really enjoy Mother. If you're not, you're gonna hate that movie. Um, I was indifferent after the movie. I think I was shell shocked by the fact that it was not what the trailer made it out to be. It was something completely different. But uh, I really like that movie. Like upon reflection, I think it's a great movie. I would give it a solid 8 out of 10. I think it's good. It takes you through this hellish vision. The best way that I can put it. It's hard to explain. It's Darren Aronofsky. If you've seen Requiem for a Dream or the other one that he did, I can't remember what the name of the other one was, but they were esoteric movies that spoke on a deeper level than your typical action movie or horror movie. But I really liked it, and I thought the performances were really good. The pacing it was methodical on purpose. I always am big on pacing and editing, and this movie did what it was supposed to do. Man, it was something else. I'm curious to hear if you guys see this movie, to let me know what you thought of it, because everybody's gonna get something completely different, I'm guessing, from this movie. So 8 out of 10 for Mother. All right, that's the review section this week. Let's move on to our Stinkos. Breakman, do you have a Stinko this week?
Sorry, I had to cough.
Right.
My Stinko goes to the whole shortage, false shortage bullshit that Nintendo's pulling with the release of the SNES Classic, which I'm sure all of us want.
At least there were more of them available than there were the NES classics.
I know, but we know they're going to do the same bullshit. Like they're going to at some point maybe release another shipment of them, and then they're going to discontinue it.
Yeah.
Until they undiscontinue it like they are with the NES classic. They're going to treat it like the Disney Vault.
Yeah, pretty much.
I hate that so fucking much.
I know, man. But hey, it's solid, man. Super Nintendo, dude. God damn, that console had some great games, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does suck. All right, Eric, your Stinko of the week.
Stinko, my first Stinko would probably be, oh yeah, here it is. Atlas being overbearing on Persona 5 again.
Yeah.
There is an upside to this, but the fact that they did this is still a Stinko. But the actual article says Atlas sends PS3 emulator RPCS3 a takedown notice in response to emulating Persona 5. For those who haven't been paying attention to the scene, PlayStation emulator RPCS3 has been making waves lately as it's grown leaps and bounds with the help of the community. More games become playable through the emulation software on a monthly basis. One of those games happened to be Persona 5, and they were able to get the game to run at a full frame rate from start to finish. Still isn't perfect, but it was a crucial milestone for this budding project. But all that changed as Atlas announced today that they have sent a takedown notice to the development team, and the game has been wiped from the official website, but I don't think they removed compatibility, because that was part of the resolution that they had. But why would you interfere with an emulator? I mean, I know they're worried about piracy of the game because not a whole lot of people have Blu-ray players that could play the PS3 version on the PC, so they probably have to rip ISOs or download ISOs provided from somewhere else, which is what Atlas should be going after instead of people who are using the emulator or people that are making the emulator.
Yeah, we've talked about this shit before, man. It's just old news. What else on this story, man?
But that's all I really have to say. Atlas still doesn't get things.
Yeah, that sucks. I understand where they're coming from to a point. Like they're trying to protect their IP, but honestly, they're looking in the wrong direction, like you just mentioned, Eric. It sucks, but
They also said that they're paying attention to fans who want to see the game have a PC release, but there's nothing from their report right now.
yeah, yeah.
So if the game does get a PC release, because it and along with the Yakuza games are highly requested as getting PC ports, they probably won't do a port of 5 until um, they do like a golden version of 5.
Hmm. That sucks, man. Well, I mean, it's a great game, but like Dungeon Buster in chat said, he understands Atlas intention, but attacking the emulator was just boneheaded. Yeah, it sucks. Still talking about the SNES in chat. Speaking of emulation, but all right, I'm gonna move on to my Stinko. They all tie in. NFL, Trump, and Puerto Rico. All right. Everybody knows that Puerto Rico got hit hard with Hurricane Maria. It knocked out power to 100% of that island, which, by the way, happens to be a United States territory. And every person inside the island of Puerto Rico that was born there is an American citizen. I know that's hard for people to understand. I know some people wish it not to be true, but it is true. They're American citizens. I know their skin color is a little different than Donald Trump's. But Trump, instead of doing everything he could to send aid to our citizens, decided to bash the NFL for the players kneeling. Doing a silent, peaceful protest he's bitching about while Puerto Rico is devastated. I don't know what it takes to get this madman out of office, but it needs to happen really soon. Otherwise, a lot more people are gonna die, and I hate, I abhor the process that we have to remove our president. You know, in other countries, what they do when they get upset.
Well, after Irma and the other hurricanes, I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised either, but um, I think it's very apparent to almost anybody now, except for the most ardent of Trump supporters, that we're dealing with a very dangerous human being as the most powerful person on the planet. And I honestly, I want Trump to be impeached immediately. Like they need to start writing these articles so that when Robert Mueller is done, which hopefully is sooner than later, which you can't force him to go faster than what he's already doing, but I think the writing's on the wall now. I think everybody, almost everybody in this country realizes what a danger he is to humanity and especially to the United States. And it is imperative that that we're barking at our senators and getting something done when it comes to Donald Trump. Like nothing is stopping this guy from just looking at people like less than what he is. And that is a super dangerous recipe for disaster. He's proven it time and time again, and I think Puerto Rico should be the straw that breaks America's back and forces us to realize that this man is petty and he can't be trusted for anything in regards to foreign policy or domestic policy. Like, it's time for him to get out of office one way or another. Other countries don't have this issue. When they have a huge problem with their leader, they take to the streets and in mass, and things change. And I think we need to do that here. I don't know. I mean, what else can this man do? I mean, he's already said he could shoot somebody in New York, and nobody would do anything to him. And I'm more and more I'm thinking this is probably true. There was just a guy who won the Republican primary in Alabama. I think his name is Roy Moore. He actually brought a gun on stage for his acceptance speech. So, I mean, honestly, this is our future. We're going to have a bunch of Roy Moores running our government with guns in their pocket. Like, honestly, I don't understand why we can't see this. It's becoming more and more apparent who's right and who's wrong. And in my opinion, Donald Trump is so wrong in so many different ways. Like he's more worried about black guys kneeling for the national anthem, which Freak Five said it in chat earlier. That regardless of your position on that, you have to respect the fact that it's peaceful. And if they can't do that peacefully, what can we do? What can anybody do if they want to take a knee and they're not allowed to do that? Like honestly, you want to take peaceful protest away from the people now. I fear that the repercussions of that are going to be pretty severe pretty quick. So, continue on your path, Donald Trump, because you're gonna get something that I don't think anybody wants, and I don't want a revolution. Although the founding fathers made it very, very clear, especially Thomas Jefferson, that sometimes revolutions are inevitable, and he's making a strong case for it. I mean, am I off base, guys? Do you see any irrationality to the way I'm thinking or the way I'm feeling? Like, let me know, because you guys usually have good counterpoints. I mean, is it time that we seriously think about getting rid of this asshat in chief, or is he just a figurehead in the whole grand scheme of things? Like, honestly, I think he's super dangerous. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, we need to get rid of him, and Congress needs to enact the 25th, and I think the only way they'll do that is if they're pressured. And I think something like a nationwide protest is something that will
either a nationwide,
either that or getting money out of politics, forcing them to actually do their fucking jobs for once.
See, this is I think the more immediate thing is getting rid of this president, and I think the next thing that needs to happen after that is
if we don't fix campaign finance reform and money in politics, we're gonna get somebody probably even worse than Donald Trump next time.
And that's it. Donald Trump should be a scary reminder of what could happen when you add money to the mix. I mean, we're seeing people like Tom Price. He should get a jail sentence, don't you think? I mean, he spent $400,000 of taxpayer money to go on a trip that he could have taken a $70 train to, a $200 flight or less. I mean, what is it from Washington to New York? Like a 2-hour flight, hour and a half? Like honestly, what else is it going to take? They waste money. Every one of them wastes money because they can. I think it's time to get money out of politics. I think that's the next step. We start with a new president, whoever that may be, and we work to get money out of politics. That is the only way that people who vote on these things, aka Congress, can be free of donors and free of influence of donors. And at least then you've got a fair shot at making popular ideas come to happen, like, I don't know, Medicare for all, disaster relief, climate change, free education, like all these things that we need that our government is not doing and doesn't give a fuck about it. I saw a debate with um, what's his name, Bernie Sanders and Klobuchar, and Graham and Cassidy, and Bernie Sanders picked apart that stupid bill that Graham later admitted he had no idea what the fuck he was doing. Um, and even the Democrat couldn't say Medicare for all. Like, honestly, like, what else is it going to take to say that I want everybody protected and everybody insured, and everybody has health insurance? Health is not a commodity in my view. So if we can eliminate the insurance companies in this case, I think we should. I think this is one instance where the government can step in and can help us. Give us the option. And I'm not saying take away all the other insurance companies for good. I mean, they can still have
a lot
plans.
of a lot of people stupidly think that a universal healthcare system would somehow completely prohibit private insurance companies from even existing and continuing to operate.
No,
it's like,
that's
no,
not
it's
true.
just the plan you can sign up for if you want.
Yeah, it's free for Americans. If you're a born citizen or a naturalized citizen, you can.
And if you still want private, you're still complaining about taxes going to helping people, then you've got very fucked up philosophy.
Well,
it's
you know
I
why.
mean,
You know why it is.
Why wouldn't you want to help people?
You know why it is. It's because they're beholden to their donors. If they didn't have to vote for their donors, then maybe the people have a shot. But when you got, companies like Comcast and Time Warner and all the banks, Wells Fargo and Bank of America, and all of those companies pulling the strings, and rich billionaires like the Koch brothers and George Soros and, all these people that pay millions upon millions of dollars so they can say billions of dollars. It's an unfair system that needs to be fixed. And this is why, of all the things that Congress is going to pass, they're going to pass a massive tax cut for the rich. They call it tax reform. It's not tax reform. It's tax cuts for the rich. And they can cry all they want about, it's going to save the, middle class, thousands and thousands. It's just simply not true. I mean, their idea of middle class, I think, is people that make $500,000 to $1 million a year. I don't think I've even maybe made $1 million in my whole working career. So it's like, come on, man. It's the donors. The donors are the problem. They're the ones that we need to take power away from. And I have a disagreement with Mug. I wish he was here to talk about this today, but corporations are not people. I don't care what legalese you want to use to say that corporations are people. They are not people. People are people. And
what's the disagreement then?
Yeah, it's just a disagreement. It's not an ardent argument or anything, but it's just
like I don't see Mug being the one that advocate that corporations are people.
No,
so what's your disagreement?
The agreement that I have is that under the law, basically corporations are considered people, and I don't consider corporations people. I think people are people, and I think that's a big point missed in all the legalese that's out there for corporations. They're treated as people, and it's just not right. I think once you get dark money and donor money, big donor money out of politics and corporations and insurance companies and banks and stuff like that, then things start to get better. I saw a very interesting documentary. And I'm a little skeptical when I watch Michael Moore documentaries, but I watched an interesting one that was kind of un-Moore-like. It's called Where Should I Invade Next? And he went to different countries where they had health care and, higher wages. In Italy, I didn't know this, but in Italy, if you're an employer, your employees get 2 months off paid vacation. I didn't know if anybody knew that. And if you get stressed out in your 32-hour maximum 32-hour workday, which you get paid 40 hours for, you know what they do? The employers pay, if it's known, like if it's kind of known that you're stressing out about work and stuff like that, they pay for you to go on a 3-week vacation to a spa. And it blew my mind. I was like, how much would that help American people with the stresses of having 2 jobs? To be able to just take 3 weeks off and say, I need to reset. I need to take a vacation. I need a break from this insanity of working. Some people in this country working 80, 90 hours. I mean, it's crazy how much we work here. And what do we get? We're the richest country in the world. And what do we have to show for any of it? Are people here generally happy? Look on the news. Look at the way people treat you, the way you treat others. Are we happy in this country? I don't think we are. I think we could be a lot happier. And people talk about, oh, well, change doesn't come overnight. Well, I'm kind of tired of playing this incrementalism game. I mean, all it's gotten us is, on the brink of war with North Korea. We have no universal healthcare system. We're still working 2 and 3 jobs.
The rest of the world does, but the United States wants to continue to lie itself that it won't work.
Yeah, it's just crazy. And to think that those poor people in Puerto Rico don't deserve our help because why? Why don't American citizens deserve all the help we can give them? I mean, the local radio station...
Here's one argument I could use to dissuade people from promoting universal healthcare in the U.S. It's because people can barely afford to pay for healthcare as it is, and if you're going to... the reason that universal healthcare exists is because of you get taxed for it. Yeah. And that's one more thing that people don't want to pay taxes for, on top of everything else that you're currently paying.
But the return on your investment for people's health is immeasurable.
I know. That's something I don't understand.
You will make that money back like tenfold, Eric, I think is the last numbers I looked at. If you
also have to fix the wage problem so it could work even better.
Absolutely. The wage problem, free healthcare, free education. Can you imagine that? I mean... It's unheard of to see the results that you get from that. Our prison system. I mean, I saw a prison system where I think it was maybe it was Iceland, where the prison was way far away, but it basically gave you a room. It treated you like a human being. You were free to walk around the facility. You just weren't allowed to leave this particular area. They had no problems with inmates killing anybody or killing each other or hurting each other. They were actually being rehabilitated. We have an 80% recidivism rate in this country. That is fucking awful. All right? In other countries, they have as low as 10%, 5% recidivism rate. It's because they're not condemned from the moment that they're in a prison. You can make amends. You can get better. You can, and if you can't, you end up in a mental institution because you just can't, and that's another important thing. Mental health in this country is treated like people with mental issues in this country are treated like fucking garbage. They're thrown into a prison system that is awful as it is, and you think you're rehabilitating these people? Get real.
Let's just toss people in prison and not actually try to get a psychologist to work out their issues.
Yeah, well, they do have psychologists, but they even know their powers limited. I honestly think that
we'll put them in there as a courtesy, but we'll restrict them.
Yeah, it's just dumb to see other countries just basically like, and then if you ever look at places like Italy, I challenge you to go online, find some cams that are in a central villa. They have them online. You can go look at them. Almost everybody seems happy in those countries. There has to be a reason why. Why are these people a lot happier than people in the United States? Why? Ask yourself why. Is it because they make more money? They don't have to worry about their health. They get good vacations. They get, you know, uh, uh, they take care of their neighbors. He went to Iceland.
Frank, there are a lot. All countries have their own problems. I don't know
No,
what the hell you're talking about right now.
no. I understand this.
Like honestly, the company I work for is owned by Italy, and there is a lot of problems in Italy right now. There are a lot of not happy people.
No,
It's in every country across the
Or
world.
Greece,
People
with
unhappy.
its
Yeah,
economic situation.
I
yeah.
would.
Every country but Germany and Britain, I think, are suffering economically, real economic troubles in Europe.
Um, I don't think that's true, Breakman. I think
It is actually
I
true.
think almost all of the Scandinavian countries have a huge surplus. I'm pretty sure of that, actually, and I'm pretty sure Italy has a surplus too. Their
No, it
their
does not.
their companies mandate that you give workers equal pay for equal work. They have 30.
Italy is in trouble because they used to give off, and I don't think they do this now, but the month of August, the entire country of Italy used to take off.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not advocating for that. I don't think you can shut down a whole country just because you feel like it. But
Yeah, Dungeon Buster says Italy is one of the pigs in the Eurozone. They have huge fiscal issues.
yeah,
Yeah,
Is
you're
pigs
I'm sorry,
acronym?
Frank, but PIIGS, yes. Um, I'm sorry, Frank, but you're actually dead wrong on this.
so
Italy
so
is not in a good standing.
so let me get this straight, Breakman. You would rather us continue how we're going without giving us paid vacations. You prefer our
I
system
have
over.
paid vacations.
Do you
Hell,
have?
paternity leave and as well as maternity
Yeah,
leave.
paternity
Yeah, I
leave,
have those
maternity leave.
too.
Well, that's good.
And PIG stands for Portugal, Italy, Ireland, Greece, and Spain.
Uh,
Those are the countries that are in the biggest financial debt right now. They're one of the reasons Britain wanted. They're one of the reasons for Brexit.
Yeah. Well,
Those countries, listen, those countries are causing a financial problem for most of the other countries in Europe.
no.
And like I said, the two biggest earning countries were Germany and Britain, and they are sapping money from those
Let me
countries, which
tell
is
you
a
why.
big reason why Brexit happened.
Let me tell you why Greece is a big problem. Because they had a bunch of greedy politicians and bankers, just like the United States did, and they ran their economy into the ground. They were fine until the banks screwed them up. Look at it.
Well, there's also that, and also the country spent a lot of money on people retiring it by the age of 50 in Greece.
Not to mention the weakness of the euro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
well,
there
look,
are a lot of problems, Frank. It's not just
no,
one
I'm
thing.
not saying everything is rosy.
Yeah, you
and,
just
and
did,
no, no, no.
actually.
I'm saying, listen. I'm
Everybody
saying
heard him say this is the problem, right?
no.
This
I'm
is what
saying
caused
we
it.
can
I'm not making
take
this up.
pieces from all of these countries and learn, Breakman. We always want to think of ourselves as the number one country in the world. What are we number one in, Breakman? Tell me. Name me one. Are we number one?
Eric, did I ever say any of that?
No, 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 no. I'm
No.
saying.
No, see, I like Frank is just you're like where you kind of doing your projecting on me.
No, 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 no.
I
I'm
didn't
not,
say
look,
any
look,
of that, Frank. I'm just
I'm,
saying that
I'm talking to
as
you,
far as
Breakman.
like as Europe and as far as the rest of the world being happy, no, the rest of the world is having the same problems we do in
No,
America.
absolutely
the rich
not.
are rich,
Absolutely
the poor
not.
are poor.
Breakman.
Yeah, it's like that around the world.
Breakman,
Seriously.
hold on. Let me speak to you on a personal level, okay? I know for a fact that Mexico has a better healthcare system than we do in the United States. I know that.
And Mexico has their own problems.
Hold
Like I
on,
said
hold
a
on.
couple weeks ago, that
Hold on.
journalists, for instance, are being round up
Look,
and murdered
Look.
in record rates. And
Okay.
a lot of people deal with
look. They're
they're dealing with a lot of like violent problems in Mexico right
All right,
now. A lot
all
of
right.
people are dying. For
Okay,
stupid
there's
reasons.
reasons for that. All right, there are reasons for that, and I'll get to the specifics here in a second. But what I'm saying is, if you start taking these ideas that are working brilliantly in other countries. Okay, if you
I
take,
don't disagree with that,
hold
Frank, but
on,
you're saying other stuff. You say
look,
that, and then you throw something in like,
no,
well, you're
no,
saying America's number one, every other
no,
country
no, no,
sucks.
no.
Like,
I'm just
I
saying,
don't remember saying any of that.
no. I make look,
I'm pretty
Breakman.
sure, I've been drinking and
You're
all,
not.
but I'm pretty sure I didn't say that.
Eric, or Breakman. I know you didn't
Well,
specifically
right, you
say
don't even
this.
know my name.
Look,
Fuck.
Breakman.
See how it is. No,
Listen,
I'm hurt. I'm
no,
not talking to you anymore.
you're not talking. Look, check this out. I'm not saying you specifically. I'm having a conversation with you, Breakman. And what I'm saying is, we used to be the number one country in the world, right? We used to be number one in education, number one in science, with us getting to the moon first, and all this stuff economically. There's no question the United States is the richest country in the world, but how many of us actually have that wealth? Like what? Less
Which is
than
what
one
I'm
percent?
saying is like there are the extremely wealthy people,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's the way it is really around the
No,
world.
no,
Is
no, no.
there are people who are so fucking wealthy,
Right.
well, the rest of us are
No.
like, oh,
Look,
hey,
check this
what's
out.
that like?
Check this out,
Oh,
Breakman. You're right. There are billionaires across the world, right? But we are the country that spreads our wealth out the worst out of almost any country. I think there's maybe a
I
few
don't
other.
know about that either.
Are you?
Wow,
You're not.
look at
You're not sure?
countries like India where they have people. They have some of the most wealthy people in the world, and then they have a poverty level, which is outstanding,
No,
with
I
people
I
living
agree.
in
I'm not.
basically places without water or electricity and such like that.
Breakman. Sometimes we overlook a few things in this country.
Mm.
Do you realize that the amount of homeless people that we have in this country, the amount of people that have served our country and are begging the VA for benefits, they have to beg the
God, that's
VA for
sad.
benefits. It is super sad. That's what I'm saying. Like, why can't we have programs like Medicare for all, where even if you don't have a penny, at least if you're going to get into an accident and get hurt, you're going to get treatment. If you have cancer, if you have AIDS, if you have muscular dystrophy, why can we not provide services for anybody? I don't think people are goods. I don't. People are people. I have, and I know you do too, Breakman. And it seems like I'm always picking on you, but I'm not picking on you, dude. I just think that we can take the best from other countries because that's what makes this country great. We're supposed to be all inclusive, you know.
But instead, we're America, so we're doing our own thing,
Yeah,
even if
we're
it's
doing our own
stupid.
thing. The Medicare thing works. Universal health care fucking works, and
Hell,
it.
I prefer to have a parliamentary government system.
You know what I wish the CBO would do? I wish the CBO would do a report if Medicare for all were to come to pass, how that would affect the economy. I guarantee you there would be a surplus, not a deficit, when it comes to Medicare for all. There would be no bigger taxes. And if there were, maybe you could offset that by taking away a little bit from the military. I mean, do we really really need to spend trillions and trillions of dollars on the military? Why? What for? I mean, now we got this North Korea thing, but honestly, what do we need more money for defense? We have the biggest, greatest military in the world. Why do we have to increase the budget every year? We could spend. They just gave the military, I think it was like an $80 billion grant. You know that $80 billion could take care of pretty much everybody's education in this country. Every single American gets free college. That 80 billion could have been used to give us free college for, I think it was like 5 years, they said. That's insane. Why can't we do that? Why can't I go take some college courses for free and not have to worry about being in debt for the rest of my life? In debt, it sucks, man. I know that there's shit that in other countries, that are bad. But I tell you another thing. Someone mentioned Portugal earlier. Portugal had a huge crime problem with drugs, and they had a war on drugs similar to our own. The war on drugs there is nil. It's
It's because they decriminalized everything.
Decriminalized.
It's a lot better there as far as like
yes.
like dealing with the drug war and such. But they have a lot of other problems.
And this ties into the.
And that's all I was saying,
Yeah,
Frank.
no,
I'm going back to not saying anything because I don't want to argue with you anymore.
No. Honestly,
you'll say something else that I didn't say. So,
look,
going back
Drake, man,
Chad.
I'm not putting words in your mouth, dude. I didn't say you said these things. I'm just trying to make a point. United States is not number one anymore. All right, it's not the 1950s. Blacks can vote. We don't have different colored fountains, for colored people and for white people and stuff like that. We are an integrated nation, whether the alt-right, aka the white nationalists, think so or not. Like we're a divide. I am honestly thinking that the United States is the most diverse place on the planet. We have people from all walks of life here. You name it, we have them here. And a lot of them, some of them, are going back. Like I saw a piece on Iceland. People from Iceland would never move here. They have it decent where they are. The weather sucks, but the healthcare is kind of cool. They take care of their neighbors. They make a decent wage. They, don't frown on, people with education. Where was it? I think it was Latvia. I could be wrong on this, but Latvia, I believe, is the one place where no matter where you're from, you could go to their college. So me as a citizen, I could fly over there, get my college education for free, and then come back, and they have no issues with that. They're giving a huge gift to the world. So I'm saying not every country is perfect. I'm not saying France or Italy or any of these countries are perfect, but there are a lot of things that they do right that we should adopt. And what our Congress is famous for? Getting nothing done. Or taking money away from people, i.e. tax cuts. That's what our Congress does for us. So I'm hoping that things shake up in this midterm election, but I'm not very hopeful. I wish things could be different, but they're not. I wished our president would admonish the proper people. He went on a tirade about the Puerto Rican mayor who's out there waiting in sewer water trying to find people while he's complaining about the NFL. Really? I mean, honestly, that's what we're relegated to, is listening to Donald Trump berate a person for trying to find people in that mess that they call Puerto Rico now. And we're worried about the NFL and people kneeling. It's backwards. It's backwards. We're in a backwards country right now, and we're on the brink of nuclear war, which sucks for everybody involved. I feel for the people in South Korea right now who are being held pretty much hostage. The people in Japan. I know Mug has a friend that's living in Japan right now. I can't imagine what he's feeling. And it sucks to think that in the matter of 15 minutes, a huge swath of people could be just wiped off the face of the earth. Trump is dangerous, and I'm sorry for people that have voted for him. I didn't vote for him. I didn't like the other candidate either. But the more and more I think about it, like, maybe we wouldn't be on the verge of nuclear war right now. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure because Hillary Clinton's a corrupt piece of shit as well.
She's also a warmonger, but I doubt that she. I at the very least, I doubt that she would have done the travel ban, and I doubt that she would have banned trans from serving.
Yeah. Well, I know I went on a rant, Breakman, and I don't mean to discourage you or to not talk about these issues because they're important, but. I've just seen too much in my lifetime to...
Oh, what? Wait, were you talking about nuclear war in chat? Because I just see Dungeon Buster said... I was talking to him, and all of a sudden he said, we're not on the verge of nuclear war. You didn't say we're on the verge of nuclear war again, did you, Frank?
You know what? We're closer than we were. Although...
Oh, God. We're not going to have nuclear war. Look, Kim Jong-un is a lot of things, but he is not as crazy as some people think.
I think I agree with
He
you.
is a college-educated human being.
Yeah.
He knows better than to go and nuke Japan or South America because he knows he will be dead within seconds. Because if listen, if he nukes Japan or South Korea, there's a crazy person here in America who's going to nuke him.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Not
He
to mention
knows
the
that.
radiation falling out,
we're talking about a guy who has many.
sweeping across the oceans, being carried by
All,
the
all,
insurance.
all Kim Jong-un wants is for people to acknowledge him as like great and money. You give him money, and so he can make himself fatter and happier. That's all he fucking wants.
I almost agree with you 100%, Breakman.
Dungeon Buster says, I have a feeling Kim Jong-un is trolling Trump at this point.
That may be true.
Well, that's also irresponsible because
It's
Trump's
very
Trump.
Yeah, it's very irresponsible. We basically have two babies going at it, and you know what? I go back and forth.
It really is two-man babies at this
Yeah.
point because they're not. I don't think either one of them is stupid. But,
Trump, I think,
and
is pretty
I don't
stupid.
think. Well, okay, maybe
Trump might not be
I
stupid,
don't
but
think-
he's definitely ignorant, and that's not
Yeah.
good
I'm
either.
pretty sure he's stupid.
I don't think. Okay, let me rephrase it. I don't think either one of them is actually crazy. Stupid, yes. Ignorant, yes. But not actually crazy.
I think Trump is.
Dungeon Buster in chat says, "Watch this. Watch this. I'll make Trump look like Dotard again." This is my.
I like the
racist
accent, man.
Kim
That's
Jong accent.
fucking awesome, man. No, honestly,
That's like the wrong use of dotard too.
I go back and forth with this nuclear war thing, but at the moment I'm feeling like it's teetering on that on the edge of it's gonna happen. I don't want it to happen. I honestly think I'm very skeptical of Kim Jong-un's nuclear power. That's the one thing that is kind of sketchy to me, the reason why I think we might not get into a nuclear war with them. But if they do have the ability, I would not put it past Kim Jong-un. He doesn't give a fuck about his own people. I mean, honestly, he has most of his people.
He doesn't. He gives a fuck about himself.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, he realizes that they're going to get nuked, and there's not a goddamn thing he can do to survive a nuke. He is not a fucking moron.
You know.
Well, I'm sorry. He's not. First, again, he's not crazy. Maybe he's a moron, but he's not crazy.
I just think that. I just think that it's a crazy world that we live in, Breakman. Like, it really is. Like, I wish we could de-escalate instead of escalate. I mean, that goes for all walks of life.
I'm with you on that one, Frank.
Yeah. And it doesn't help when you got two man babies barking at each other. Like literally, Trump could drop a bomb on North Korea at any second. Like, I know there's a process. I know, but he's the one.
Like, he knows, like, as far as like dropping a bomb on North Korea. He knows if he does that, like, everybody in America turns on him at that point.
Well,
he is as stupid as he is. You know what Trump likes the most?
Himself.
And he loves himself the most. What does he want from everybody else? He wants everybody else to love him too.
Yeah, but already the vast majority of Americans don't.
Right, but that's his. That's he can just blame that off as the liberals and whatever. But if the right wing people and the Christian evangelists and stuff like that, if he starts a war, they turn their backs on him too.
Well, I don't know about that, because if you saw what happened in Alabama, I mean, they have this crazy evangelical Republican candidate.
I mean, there are those the Westboro people and stuff like that. But I'm saying, for the most part, if he starts a war, he's gonna lose his support, and he's gonna lose his base and all that, because the people don't want to start a war in America as much as a lot of the warmongering people of America are like, if they attack us, that's what they want.
I'm not sure about that.
They're sitting there waiting for somebody to attack them, like the white supremacists. They're waiting for people to be violent against them so they have an excuse. They're
No.
looking for an excuse.
That's actually not true. They don't need an excuse to do stuff, and I've seen that firsthand, Breakman. But
You've seen people nuke in other countries
no,
firsthand?
not nuking. You said
Well, other than us nuking or atomic bombing Japan, it's never happened.
no. I understand, but you made a point about the white nationalists needing to be provoked before they act. That's not
No, I
entirely
didn't say
true.
they needed to be. I'm saying that's what they want. They're
Okay.
looking for that excuse.
Yeah,
And if you don't have that excuse, there's a lot of like backtracking.
I'm gonna tell you-
and a lot of like, maybe I wasn't. No, I didn't say that before. I wasn't with him.
Yeah.
No, that's horrible.
Look,
You wouldn't do that.
No, I know, Breakman. Let me tell you a personal thing that happened to me that I was really surprised. I don't know if I said it on Grinders before, but I actually had physical violence threatened on me via Twitter by a white nationalist, and it was in a DM, and I still have the DM. If the guy's still around, I don't know, but he threatened. I wanted to go to remember the resistance, that big march that they did. I wanted to go not because of that, because I think it was much ado about nothing. I wanted to go to interview people about other things like Medicare for all and some of the shit that we talked about today. And this guy was livid. He was like, I don't know what his problem was, but I actually know what his problem was. He was
I was gonna say there's you were saying
mental illness.
No, it
That's
was
one of them.
yeah, mental illness and being a racist.
I don't. We can't always say that like white nationalists are mentally ill because
Yeah,
we
they're
know
just-
because there are like people who have learned. A lot of it's ignorance. It's not.
Yeah. Well,
It's not mental issue. Well, I mean, I can't say that.
It's kinda
it becomes
ignorance.
a
There
mental
are a
illness
lot of-
once they start becoming such a hard denialist that it doesn't seem they'll ever change.
yeah.
There is a lot of mental illness in it too, but I'm just saying there are some people who aren't in it for mental ill reasons.
No,
They're just
I
really
totally
ignorant.
agree. I totally agree with you. This guy knew what he was doing. He said he was coming up to Denver specifically, and he gave me his phone number, which
What
was
the fuck?
yeah. This guy
Didn't
was.
you tell us this before?
I may have.
I don't know if you told us about him giving you his phone number.
Oh,
What
yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah, he gave me his phone number. I still have it in my DMs on Twitter. But see, that's what I'm saying. Not
You
knowing
should
me,
drunk and prank call him.
dude, I should, man. I
God damn, that sounds like a fun night for all of us. Like just every
Dude.
other episode of Grinders prank calling the guy.
we should, dude. I should get some Skype credit. When I get some money, I'll get some Skype credit, and then we'll just call this guy on a whim. He will have no idea it's me. He'll have no idea, and I'll just.
Hi, hello. I'm not sure what your name is and all, but
And
you
you'll
rented
try
a
to call,
video?
and then you'll find out the number's been discontinued.
Oh,
according
God.
to our records, you rented a video from our porn store, Backdoor Buddies,
Dude.
Part 5. Oh, and actually you rented 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we're waiting for you to return those.
We should. You know what? We could do that, and we could like make up a fake government, like fake FBI type
Here's the name of
organization.
a porn title: "Watch me fuck your wife while you watch." There's some
Yeah.
Netarari stuff there for you.
That would be awesome, man. Dude, I gotta formulate how we could actually do this, like in a very grinder manner, but I think that would be fucking funny as fuck, man. Just call this guy and just harass him constantly. But then I'd be kind of like him, you know. I don't know. I have to think about it, man. This guy was scary, dude. He was a white nationalist, you know. I'm going to come up to Denver and I'm going to find you. And that's why I didn't go, because I actually was afraid this guy was going to look for me.
Did he think you stole his copy of Fat Women and Old Men?
I think he was upset that I called him a sheep fucker. No, I didn't
Mm.
call him a sheep fucker, but I wouldn't
He was
doubt
upset
it.
because you knew.
Yeah, probably. All right,
Oh fuck! How's he know?
I took way too long on my Stinko. I'm sorry, guys. My
Oh fuck!
sweet.
We're only on
Yeah, we're not
Stinkos.
even on Sweetos yet. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
I know.
I didn't
Sweet,
even realize we were still
Sweeto,
on
real quick.
Stinkos.
Mine is Graham Cassidy didn't have the votes to pass, so they didn't even bring it to a vote. So that's good news. Obamacare is still around. Got a lot of problems in Obamacare, but hopefully they can improve on it, not fucking get rid of it. That's just stupid. Um, all right.
I don't know. I'm fine if getting rid of it if it's replaced with something, but not what they want to do.
Yeah,
It's
something
different.
like Medicare for all. That would be. I would go for that.
Like I said, everybody.
It's probably too early for that now, so maybe
Yeah.
something that just makes it even more affordable.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe something
We've had
that.
the healthcare talk many times, so I just want to kind of move on.
Yeah. All right. Let's see.
Something that's an actual healthcare bill.
Breakman, what's your
Not just
sweeto?
for the rich.
Yeah, Breakman, what's your
My sweeto goes to earlier in this week. College basketball, right? Well, I shouldn't say basketball, but college in general, college institutions were rocked by a huge scandal, which is something that most of us, fans knew was going on. That big colleges were paying their players,
Yeah,
like big
yeah.
coaches and stuff, playing players to get in. Well, they were finally rocked by a big scandal. The problem in the past has been that the NCAA, the organization that's supposed to rule over all of rule over, I don't know what else to say, to watch over all of the colleges and make sure everybody's on the up and up and everybody's fair and such like that. The institution has long had no teeth or been corrupt itself. So you know who has teeth? The FBI,
Oh, yeah.
as they have stepped in and they have gone after some of these bigger colleges, and they have started with Louisville and taking it. And right now, Rick Pitino, who I've long said is the dirtiest person in sports.
Oh, there's no question, man. He's pretty
And
dirty.
he's a fucking slime ball. He's been tied up in many scandals and he's gotten away with it. But right now it looks like he is in the radar of the FBI, which I'm hoping means he goes to jail for a very long time because he's a scumbag. And
Yeah, I agree.
he's done like shitty things.
Yeah, he should be in jail, and so should Tom Price for raping the American people. But you're right. Patino's a scumbag, and we've known this for a long time, right?
Yeah.
Breakman.
Everybody has. I mean, if you just look at the guy, he dressed like a mobster for fucking one thing. He has always looked like he is like Frank Sinatra's second in command or something.
Yeah, I always found it strange that Patino skated for years and years and years.
Yeah, he did a lot of filthy things in the past before he even got to Louisville, and since he got to Louisville, there have been 3 major scandals.
Yeah.
The first one started with him being caught up in having an affair on his wife and being extorted and stuff, and that's something that's his personal life, and I wouldn't blame him for anything like that. The second one was a prostitution scandal. Apparently, a mother brought in her own daughters and was prostituting them to team players who decided to play for Louisville.
Yeah.
Of course, Rick Pitino had no knowledge of any of that. How would he know? He's only the head coach. Not like head coaches spend an inordinate amount of time getting to know their players and spending time with their players. No, they don't do any of that. Right, Rick. Right.
Yeah,
Sure, we believe you, Rick Pitino.
Yeah.
Let your man fall on the fucking sword for you, you piece of shit.
Oh God, man.
Which he did, and which he's trying to do now because he's saying I had no knowledge of any of this.
Yeah.
And the current thing and the reason the FBI is after him is because it's money. Basically, the FBI, the government wasn't getting money that they could have got, so they're pissed.
Yeah.
Which is what it takes. That's not really the only thing that gets the government involved is they aren't getting paid for something.
Yeah.
What the scandal is him along with shoe companies like Adidas. Yeah, they're the first ones implicated. But right as I've heard on Friday, right now Nike is heavily in their crosshairs.
Yeah.
but his school specifically had a role with Adidas, and they were recruiting top players around the country, where they would pay the player a certain amount of money to come to their school, and then another certain amount of money to join a specific agent, and then get them into the NBA and get them to promote the Adidas product.
Yeah.
So this is a huge multi-thousand-dollar, probably when it's all said and done, multi-million-dollar scandal.
Yeah.
And it's about time, because the sport has long been just college sports in general have long been dominated by these schools who are using money to buy off players.
You know who else is not far behind, who I think is going to get involved in that conversation real soon?
Well, before you say that, I'd like to say the only thing is it worries me about, any coaches. Like, I can't say for certain that my favorite coach is involved in this scandal.
Yeah.
Because we don't know yet. But I am sure at this point that he is good. That Mick Cronin isn't involved in this. Because just look at his recruits. He hasn't had any of those really high-end major recruits at this point.
Yeah.
But they are sponsored by Nike, and as I said, Nike's being investigated right now. So I can't rule it out. But what were you going to say, Frank?
College football isn't far behind, Breakman.
Oh, well, this definitely affects college football too, because this is going to be the basically the schools that you see in the top. Well, I can't even say that. Like the schools you see, like the top 5, top 10 every year after year. I think it's going to be a lot of them schools.
Yeah. I agree with you, Breakman, and I think we just hit the tip of the iceberg with this.
Oh yeah, this is only the start.
And just like
the FBI, basically, if for anybody who doesn't know, the FBI has a conviction rate with people they take to court of 100%. Like over 97%.
Yeah.
So they don't announce that they're investigating anybody until they have enough evidence on them to know that they're going to get a prosecution.
Yeah.
For the most part. So the people they've announced, and there's like 10 names or something, and these are minor coaches for a lot of different schools. I think 5 at this point. Yeah. So all those people probably going to jail for a very long time.
Yeah. It's funny. I think of tip of the iceberg, and this is the tip of the iceberg for the NCAA, in my opinion. And I think the tip of the iceberg, it actually ties into politics quite well, because I think the NFL, we've started to touch the tip of the iceberg with the NFL, with CTE and, their treatment of players, et cetera, which I think we talked about, right, Breakman, with the no helmets.
Oh, we definitely have.
I think we also are hitting the tip of the iceberg when it comes to politics. I think if Trump goes down, he's going to bring a lot of people with him. A lot of Democrats and Republicans, mostly Republicans, but a lot of Democrats are going to go down with him too. So
I don't know if you can say mostly Republicans, because like 10 years ago he was a registered Democrat.
Yeah, no question. Democrats,
he has switched parties many times as he switches underwear.
Yep, absolutely.
So it would be a lot of people in general.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that's what we need. We need a huge shakeup, and we need to vote people in that. Don't take money from corporations. I think that would be a good start, and then go from there. But I think we're due for a shakeup. Hopefully events don't happen to where we can't make that happen. But I think it's coming. I think there's going to be a lot of positive change. Freak5 says sex dolls. Holy
sex
shit.
Dolls! Woo!
Yeah.
Sex dolls for everyone.
Yeah, sex dolls for you. You get a sex doll. You get a sex doll. You get a sex doll.
That might make me start liking Oprah.
Yeah.
Won't the sex dolls kill us, though?
Geez.
Yeah, it'd be a
Dude,
good ride.
There's nothing that scares me more personally than artificial intelligence, man. There's something about artificial intelligence that scares the fucking living shit out of me. It's the only kind of possible thing that scares me. Like aliens don't scare me, Bigfoot doesn't scare me, but AI, dude, watch Ex Machina and tell me it doesn't send chills up your spine. But
I think the reason that one scares you as opposed to Bigfoot is because, well, computers actually exist, and maybe at one point AI will be good enough for that to happen.
yeah,
And maybe at that point, well, you know what? If computers are that good, maybe we'll have the science enough to make a Bigfoot.
Yeah,
you can have both, Frank.
Yeah, there we go. We get like a DNA
just
from
genetically engineer and splice this Bigfoot.
Genetic engineer Bigfoot. So all the Bigfoot
Dungeon Buster in chat says Skynet was just misunderstood.
Skynet just wanted friends.
No, Freak Five brought up a story about you can rent sex dolls now.
No, I didn't want to bring that up. I saw that.
No, I think this is
look.
This solves a lot of issues, right?
What issues does it solve? A rentable sex
check
doll.
this out. Hear me out, all right? People hate prostitutes for some reason, right? Like they think they're the bringer of drugs and crime and all this shit, right?
People.
Feminists have second wave feminists mostly have a problem with them because they still think it's objectification.
Well, look,
but they're only thinking about female ones.
Those people really piss me off.
Yeah.
I mean, because for one thing, they're saying no woman has a choice to do what she should do with her body.
Right.
Yeah, it's like trying to decide their woman's autonomy from, which is misogynistic.
This sex doll thing solves everybody's problems. I'll tell you why. One, you can't classify them as a human being, right? I mean, they're not alive. Two, it gets rid of the prostitution problem. I mean, if you can go rent a hooker or a sex doll for $20 to $40 and spend an hour with it or whatever, or however much they cost, I mean, doesn't that solve the prostitution problem?
Some people want to crave the actual flesh.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Real live interactions that you can actually talk with it.
Absolutely.
But like with a prostitute, like the human body is
sex doll. Sex doll is just an overpriced fleshlight right now.
like the semen's not gonna stay in the vagina forever, is what I mean. Whereas like if a rentable sex doll, I don't care how many times you scrub it.
Yeah,
still use sex doll.
Yeah, I know, man. No,
like,
but I think
put that shit in the dishwasher, put it in your washing machine, bleach that shit. I still want to
spermicide it.
Spermicide.
Can we wait to my Snicko and the show?
Oh shit, yeah. I guess.
Sweeto. I meant not Snicko. No, I meant Sweetos.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to talk about sex dolls, but man, I got shut down by Eric. Go ahead, Eric. What is your Sweeto?
Well, my Sweeto is Getting Ass NES Classic. And I managed to get it on Walmart. They apparently got like 46 of them.
Does it have
and 37 people showed up to get one.
Did it come included with the sex doll emulator on the SM?
No.
Did you have to like kick ass or anything to get it?
Look,
did you like ride in there in a motorcycle like it was a road rash, like knocking people out lead pipes and shit?
I went there actually. I went there at midnight, so like I went there I was there for like 30 minutes waiting in a line.
Oh man, you're classic in chat, Break man. Your names crack me up. Look, I'm pretty in the face.
And the one game that could have been included on this thing was Mario Paint, but they didn't put it in here. And quite honestly, I'd rather have Super Street Fighter 2 rather than Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting.
Freak 5 is exiled, son of a bitch.
And so everybody knows why he's exiled. Well, not even Frank's hands want to have sex with him.
Hey,
so he's hoping his sex doll can't reject him.
I will have you know, I am
suddenly the batteries would die like. Malfunction.
I will have you know that I am the only RP grinder with a groupie. So, I just want to point that out. I mean, I'm the only one. So what?
Are you sure this isn't a swim fan thing? You're gonna out dead in a week or something?
He is referring to the person in YouTube. Bridget Barnes, no strippers but sexy Frank. You know you are, Frank. But isn't that picture of a man right next to it?
How dare you besmirch?
Don't tell me that Bridget's actually MXT.
No! God damn it. Don't you. No way. No way, man. No way. That MXT is exiled preemptively because I don't want any of that nonsense. No. So yeah, there you go. How about that? How about that, Breakman? How
How
about
about
that?
them apples?
How about them
Cashew
apples?
aside.
Cash you outside. How about that? How about that? All right. Do you have a sweeto, Breakman?
We already did my
Oh,
sweetos. We
did
just
we?
forgot about Eric.
Sex
I
doll.
forgot about
Sex
Eric's.
dolls.
Oh, it's sex dolls is Breakman's. That's awesome. Um,
Uh,
no, I think that's
You can
about
go
it.
ahead and talk about it again. I just wanted to get that in because I think if you kept going, you would have forgot.
No, I did what I wanted to say about the sex dolls is there's a Gal Gadot Wonder Woman one, and you know what, I would not buy one or
If I
rent
was
one.
her, I would sue the fuck out of them.
Holy fuck, Gal Gadot is fucking amazingly beautiful. I saw Wonder Woman yesterday fully for the first time yesterday.
Do you see the extra 15 minutes that it actually add to the movie?
And by that, you
Uh,
mean like you were stalking her and you were outside of her house looking
how
through the
dare
window?
you? How dare you? How dare you?
Wait,
And
does she even live in the U.S.? She's an Israeli, so who knows?
oh god, Gal Gadot is fucking beautiful, man. Let's see, Freak 5, MXT is just it's something about black hair, man.
It's
M
actually Godot.
Gadot.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was Godot. Anyways,
Well, so that's the one. That's one way you could spell that name, but that's not how hers is.
oh, all right. MXT. Oh, how dare you, Freak 5? You're exiled, you son of a bitch. I'm just reading a little bit of chat. I think that's
But you forgot to read all of it. It's MXT is sitting in YouTube chat
some-
fapping to Frank.
for some reason it's not coming up on my screen, Breakman. I don't know why that is, man. But yeah, I can read maybe about 10% of Freak 5 stuff. No.
For some reason, just Freak Fives. When he says it, I don't know. Just not working.
I don't know what it is, man. It comes up on my screen. I wish you guys could see my screen, but every time Freak 5 like tries to type something in there, it only comes up about, maybe 10%. But I'm just saying, a lot of thes in there, a lot of it's, so I don't know what he's typing half the time. All right, guys, I think that's gonna do it for today's show. We've been
Yeah,
yapping.
we're way over, even though we only got the Sweetos.
I think we did our free for all with my big long rant about the government and how much this
I thought you
government's.
were gonna step away from the politics.
No,
just
I
dive
wish,
right back in.
I really wished I could, Eric. I've been
Well,
thinking.
Freak 5Cast says that's strange how only the things of his that Frank can't read is the stuff insulting him.
Yeah,
That is weird.
Is that what comes up? I mean, I wouldn't be
Yeah, and that brings up another question. So why are you exiling him?
Oh, because he just deserves to be exiled, man. Come on, man. We
But
all
you
know
can't
that.
read an insult.
He's almost as bad as MXT when it comes to these things. So you got to do that. All right, guys, let's end the show.
But MXT asked for it. I thought that's what MXT stood for. Please ban me. He just couldn't spell.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, he got the spelling wrong.
Please kick me.
And for anybody wondering out there, I really love Breakman. Like Breakman's a friend. I consider Breakman a friend. So if you guys hear us like arguing at each other, we are totally cool. I'm sure that he would invite me into his house. I would invite him into mine, etc., etc. So there's no animosity between me and Breakman. Just to make it absolutely clear, I think Breakman is an integral part of this show. So just throwing that out there for everybody.
Listening.
How
What?
dare
Oh.
you? I'm assuming my check's in the mail, Breakman. Just saying.
You can keep assuming.
All right. Let's see. Breakman, your plugs.
You can follow me at break_man. I don't use it that often unless I'm bitching about sports for the most part. And you can follow me at RPGrinders. And I'm sorry, I'm not as big into Twitter as I used to be. So I'm not tweeting as much. But please send us a would you rather or something to the effect.
Please. Please.
Would you rather? I don't have one. Shit.
Would you rather sleep with Ronald McDonald or Colonel Sanders? That's the question.
Colonel
So
Sanders is probably freaky in bed.
all those, what was it, like 11 secret spices or something?
Not to mention all those hands he probably has. He's
Ooh.
actually a secret technical beast.
Secret tentacle beast. Yeah. I think I'd go. Oh God, that's a tough choice. I don't like clowns, so probably Colonel Sanders.
Finger licking.
I don't get the clown problem people have. Freak Five guest in chat says Breakman is thinking, no, I wouldn't invite Frank into my house, but he will blame Mrs. Breakman, saying that she doesn't want Frank in her house.
You're exiled, you son of a bitch, for reading that. God damn it, son of a bitch. All right, plugs, Eric.
You can find reviews for sites I've written on places like BostonBashBrigade.com, VogNetwork.com, TotallyGN.com, and HonestGamers.com.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's my YouTube channel, Funny ET Man, and then there's my Patreon, Eric Kelly.
Freak Five says he would go with Ronald McDonald because he likes red. I actually like redheads too.
And then there's my Twitter account at EricRPG.
Yeah. Anything else, Eric?
I also like redheads.
Yeah, redheads for sure. Redheads for the win. Angie Everhart back in the day. Holy cow. All right. I want to shout out everybody in chat. Bridget Barnes, Freak Five Chaos.
Wait, so Freak there. So Break says he'd do it with Ronald because he loves the Big Mac, even though he hasn't had one in years. Oh, so is he bribing you with a Big Mac or something?
Dude,
that's what I'm hoping for. Like,
dude.
if I'm gonna be raped, at least give me like a Big Mac.
You know, after every game here in Denver, like we get $1 Big Macs like the day after. So yeah, man.
We get $1 nuggets.
Yeah.
There's at Papa John's, we get free pizza from Papa John's or Little Rosa's, depending on which sport it is.
Oh, nice.
I've had Little Rosa's like ever since I last went to Cincinnati. It's a Cincinnati chain, isn't it?
Yeah.
break.
Local here. I love their pizzas.
Look. It's something Freak Five said I could read. It said Break wants Break wants the Big Mac in Ronald's pants. So there you go. All right. I'll give you a Big Mac. All right. Anyways, thanks for listening, everybody. Look, Freak Five Wyland was in there. Thank you so much, Wyland. Hope you're feeling a lot better. You seem to be doing better.
Can we make the title of the show? Because that's pretty damn funny.
What?
Break wants the Big Mac in Ronald's pants.
It could just be Big Mac.
Big Mac in Ronald's pants.
Yeah, Big Mac in Ronald's pants. That's what we need. That's what we need. All right. Let's see. Let me finish my plugs here, guys. Dungeon Buster, Freak Five Chaos, Wyland, Bridget Barnes, MXT wasn't in there, but I'll mention him anyways because he's usually in there. Also, if you guys get a chance, Breakman, you need to do this immediately, dude. There's a dude called his name is Brandon Perna at Brandon Perna on Twitter. He does a show called That's Good Sports. It used to be That's Good Broncos, but he does like all sports type related stuff, and he's funny as fuck. One day I'm gonna get Brandon on my on our show here. Hold on as I end the stupid call. So check out That's Good Sports on YouTube. He does a really fun, interesting job. Also, another interesting YouTuber channel is Lost in Vegas. Basically, it's two African American guys, and they do like rock reactions with no bias. So they listen to heavy metal songs or they listen to rap songs or whatever. But the most interesting to me are the rap song or the rock songs that they do reactions to, and they're really good. I like those guys too. I want to talk to those guys as well, see if we can't hook up and talk on the show, because I think that'd be a good positive thing to talk about on Grinders is a different perspective on different things. All right, follow me on Twitter at RPGrinders. If you want to join us live, we're live every Saturday at 3 Eastern time for the time being, unless we change it later, which I don't have any plans for the near future. Let's see what else. Oh, October's coming up, my favorite month of the year, so we'll be doing a lot of horror related things, hopefully, in free for all this coming month. And I think that's it. Anything else, gentlemen?
Mm-mm.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Stay safe this weekend. We want to see you back here safe next week. Until then, we are out. Later. Colonel Sanders for the win. Colonel Sanders would kick the shit out of Ronald McDonald, man. Just
Where's that Colonel Sanders link again?
I'll get it for you. I'll put it in the chat. Hey, chatters, thank you guys, man. Really appreciate it. Dungeon and Wyland, I know you're in there. Bridget, you're in the other chat. For some reason I can't.
Oh wait, never mind. I got the video up already.
For some reason I can't see YouTube chat. I have it popped out on my screen, but I can't see it. So I don't know what's said in that chat. I'll have to figure that out. Dungeon Buster, I want to get with you to talk about chat specifically. If you can help me out one of these days, that'd be really, really cool. You laid out something for me, and I'm just not understanding something with YouTube chat. I need to figure out how to include YouTube chat on this chat client, so it makes it a lot easier for me. What else? That's about it. Thanks, guys in chat. I'm going to end the stream. You guys rock, as always. Later, guys.